Hi, this is Dan Hollings, also known as D Hollings on Twitter. As part of the Twitter Tweenius program, I'd like to share with you not 10, not 20, not 50, but 100 of my top Twitter tips that are guaranteed to help you improve networking, gain listeners, and make money with Twitter. Grab your pen and paper. I'm going to stomp through a lot of territory with barely a breath in between. Here we go, 100 Twitter tips in 15 minutes. Twitter tip number 1. Pepper your Twitter bio with keywords of interest to the type followers you wish to attract. Twitter tip number 2. Secure multiple Twitter accounts to protect usernames important to your business. Twitter tip number 3. Don't let unused Twitter accounts grow cobwebs. Update wallpaper, bio, links, etc. Twitter tip number 4, develop a Twitter style by observing tweeters you like and the reactions of your followers. Twitter tip number 5, tweet a recurring Twitter policy so that your followers are clear about your Twitterings. Twitter tip number 6, be 100% you, a real person, only notch it up a bit and be more of whoever you are. Twitter tip number 7, be more humorous, more social, more sexy, more original, anything but more obnoxious. Twitter tip number 8, follow those who meet 2 of the following: informative, interesting, dialectical, original. Twitter tip number 9, it pays to be interesting to followers. It pays more to be interesting in your followers. Twitter tip number 10, don't tweet what your cat had for breakfast. Twitter is not a public cafeteria. Twitter tip number 11. If you think Twitter is a micro-advertising billboard, think again. Then think again. Twitter tip number 12. Even an attentive follower won't read all of your tweets. Thus, rerunning tweets is a good idea, but vary repeats and follow Twitter rules. Twitter tip number 13. Twitter is more like TV than blogging. Broadly spaced, quality reruns can be good. Twitter tip number 14. Frankly speaking, quality content should have a lifetime value beyond a single tweet. Twitter tip number 15. If you don't recycle and reword good tweets occasionally, how will it benefit your newest followers? Twitter tip number 16. Set your quality standards high and space your tweets broadly. Everyone will be happy. Twitter tip number 17. The more interesting you are, the more followers you'll get. Twitter tip number 18. Beware, having more followers is not necessarily a worthy goal. Seek listeners. Twitter tip number 19. Want more followers? Be interesting, as in vary. Twitter tip number 20. Want more followers? Be you, only notch it up a bit. Twitter tip number 21. Want more followers? Be social, and that does not mean putting a lampshade on your head. Twitter tip number 22. Want more followers? Be helpful and informative. Twitter tip number 23. Want more followers? Engage existing followers regularly in interesting things. Twitter tip number 24. Want more followers? Tweet as often as you can, but maintain quality. Twitter tip number 25. Want more followers? Look sharp. Your wallpaper, your photo, your bio, etc. Twitter tip number 26. Want more followers? Retweet the good stuff that you stumble upon. Twitter tip number 27. Want more followers? Do unto followers as you would have them do unto you. Twitter tip number 28. Automated following is not necessarily bad, but automated ignorance is what many people are doing. Twitter tip number 29. If your robot is following my robot, who's the bot of that joke? Twitter tip number 30. A radical thought. Make Twitter the center of your marketing universe. Twitter tip number 31. Don't use a default Twitter wallpaper unless you desire to be perceived as in default. Twitter tip number 32. Make Twitter your new home page. Drive all ancillary traffic to Twitter. Twitter tip number 33. go to budurl.com/my800-number to add your 800 number to your Twitter background and record a killer free recorded message for your callers. Twitter tip number 34. Are chain letter-like following schemes good? Just count the current real friends that you have from a chain letter. Twitter tip number 35. Add follow me on Twitter messages everywhere, not just online, everywhere. Twitter tip number 36. Is follow me on Twitter on your voicemail? Hint, hint. Twitter tip number 37. Is follow me on Twitter on your truck, van, car, or bike? Hint, hint. Twitter tip number 38. Is follow me on Twitter on your business card? Hint, hint. Twitter tip number 39. Is follow me on Twitter included in all of your print material? Hint, hint. Twitter tip number 40. Have you tried SMS texting? Follow me on Twitter works well there. Twitter tip number 41. Have you tried adding follow me on Twitter in your direct mail pieces? Hint, hint. Twitter tip number 42. Every tweet has its own standalone status page. Are you making use of these? Twitter tip number 43. Every tweet has its own standalone status page. Yes, and they have SEO value. Twitter tip number 44. Every tweet has its own standalone status page. Each can serve as a mini landing page. Twitter tip number 45. Tweets have their own page. Check out this URL, budurl.com/status page. Brainstorm the power of this. Twitter tip number 46. Socially bookmark your better tweets. Yes, they have SEO value. Twitter tip number 47. It's not how many followers you have, it's how many times you get retweeted. Twitter tip number 48. Want more followers? Simply increase your engagement with existing followers. Twitter tip number 49. Respond to every Twitter interaction with hot social buttered rum sauce and a smile. Twitter tip number 50. Create a Twitter list on your Twitter homepage and call it Twitter Tips. Add @DHollings and let me know. I'll return the favor by adding you on one of my lists. But wait, there's more. We're only halfway done, and I've saved the best for last. If you'll go to budurl.com/50 more, we've got some exciting Twitter tips waiting for you.